Individualism, capitalism, from
Excuses
obligations to others. We're still you know, what an opportunity to be conscious of being alive. We're all made of energy. It's finite energy, and it's just being exchanged all the time.
We are focused too much on seeking and gleaning knowledge about the thing before us and not allowing it to retain its own mystery or its own unknowability.
Power within everything fluctuates. Balance and ecosystem of life.
If we are to believe in something that is bigger than us, does it depower ourselves into not doing something?
Superman is. And I'm actually Superman. And I'm a Superman. Yeah, because I have a Superman type. That's why I'm Superman.
The relationship of the self to the world, to water. The word why means water, but it also has to do with the identity of something. It means who as well.
Who you are and where you are and how you have come to be that person.
Who am I? It's a balance, nature and nurture. And that's what we have to focus on, nurture.
I guess humanity is...
Well, what is love? What is happiness? All these things to me are connected with trust, love, security, your identity and your ease at your place in the world. That sense of being embraced by a community of people. You couldn't say that we live in a happy society. You have to actually engage with others to feel happy and content. It's self-gratification, greed, hedonism, isolation, advanced capitalist society, paranoid society, insecure society. Society collapses, anxious and individualised and in competition with each other, profit and dollar. It's not driven by need. When you have individualism, you get fear, a crazy world where the other becomes the enemy. It's that I don't trust the other. The other is actually reality. And the whole reason for making that sacrifice was to better oneself materially. And what you've lost is a very deep sense of identity and a sense of belonging. Of belonging to that land, that community. Now, in many ways you can't have a strong sense of identity if you don't know the history of your place. All of the history and how it was acquired. Living in competition with your siblings, your classmates, your neighbourhood is crazy. Was that one of the reasons for Maori and Pacific Islanders not to succeed at school? Was that sort of putting yourself forward and competing with your brother and your cousin to be cleverer was alien, because the collective was more important than the individual. You don't advance yourself above others. They speak for you. The kumara does not speak of its own sweetness, because it was really uncomfortable to be blowing your own trumpet like that. Well, how far removed is that from an advanced capitalist society?
I feel home is around the people that I'm with. I don't connect myself to any physical place, only a place where there are physical people. And by home, I don't just mean in a human way. I feel a sense of connection that doesn't need explaining or doesn't need work. It just exists, and that is enough for me to know that I belong there. I think we're very young at the moment. Listen, contribute to a conversation. We currently have too much ego. There will always be differences amongst people, but if we can communicate about why we come from that perspective, then we can have a lot more understanding of each other.
Because that is something that I think is really intimately tied to our position in society, complex process of history. Colonisation is a huge part of New Zealand history, and so has to be part of our identities as New Zealanders.
Remember that when we're talking about water as an object over there, we're actually talking about the identity of the self as well. We taught to think about it as a thing over there. Language was much more of a related thing to the self. That initial casting of place as something completely different from the self has repercussions for the mental and spiritual and physical health.
Time was a wheel, people are wheel, and some different are wheel.
So how do you know when something's pretend?
When stuff happens.
What about when you're dreaming?
That's pretend too.
That's pretend too?
Yeah, but actually you can be in it. Actually, everyone can be. When you have a dream, it means things can be in it. And I know some of the kids who are in my candy.
Ah.
Some of them are real, and some of them are pretend.
Do you play with pretend friends?
Yeah,
Ah.
and play hide and seek with them.
Can anybody else see them?
No. No, I can't. Anyone else can. Only I can. Because the kids might tell them. And if I box at them, that might be a bit mean. The box might even tell them.
What would happen if a pretend friend died?
Oh, blood will come out and bones will come out.
Is that real or is that pretend?
It's just toys. Because I said that's enough and that's enough. Tinkerbell's real.
Tinkerbell's real?
Yeah. Because actually, this in the mirror is a tea rock.
How do you know Tinkerbell's real?
I just think,